Hi everyone, welcome to another Whip and Chat. I'm here with Mackenzie.
Hello.
And it is Sunday night when we are filming this. Hopefully it's still Sunday night when we upload this. It might be after midnight by the time it uploads, so who knows. So I got a new toy this week. I got a couple new toys. First off, I finally got my webcam, so hopefully, if everything works out, I'm going to try and go live tomorrow night. I'm thinking around 7 p.m. Eastern Time before Laura Law goes live. So that's the goal. Hopefully it works out. And this is my other new toy. I finally invested in a light pad. It's A4. What'd you say the brand was, Mackenzie?
Sanner?
Sanner.
Something like that?
Yeah. Sorry for those of you who know exactly what I'm talking about. I do not remember. That's just...
She got it off Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon was cheap. And it works pretty well. It likes to flicker when it gets too warm. Do any of you have that problem? Let me know in the comments, because I want to know if it's just mine or if they do that. If that's just something you have with them. So this is my whip. It's my Harry Potter one. As you can see, I'm making good progress on it finally. I'm down to the bottom quarter of it. So I've only got this much left to go. And I've been working on it all day. So hopefully I'll finish this section tonight. Mackenzie's being quiet.
Mackenzie is working on a race from Diamond Dart Club.
Yeah, so don't expect much talking from her tonight. She's in her own little world.
Yeah.
I had to talk her into doing a whip and chat with me, but
Not really.
well, we were supposed to do it last night, but we were both too tired. This has been a crazy week. Let me kind of catch you all up. I think I told you that I quit Walmart because of some personal reasons. Mainly, they weren't working with me when I got sick, and I was about to lose my job. So I quit, and I started working for a home health agency. Well, I'm actually working for 2 home health agencies. And on Friday, I worked both jobs, and we also, Becky and I, went out for mine and Becky's birthdays, which are a week apart in June. And so I was up for 25 hours. I worked Friday morning, we went out Friday evening, and I worked Friday night. And
She was supposed to come home and take a nap, but it didn't happen that way.
no, I intended to take a nap, but I got home late, and then I had to run my timesheets in, and I had to run to the bank, and things just got away, and we met earlier than we planned, and then we had to go get gas, and I didn't get to go to sleep.
But she did crash when she got home on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday morning. The drive home was a little interesting, but I made it home safely without hitting any of the construction cones.
Or any people.
Yes, there aren't usually people on the highway. I might hit their car, but I didn't hit them. But no, I didn't hit anybody or any vehicles or any construction cones or... Because there were construction workers out too, but I didn't hit any of them either.
Well, they're people.
They are people, true. They're construction workers. They step out in front of traffic. Especially the Pennsylvania ones, I've noticed. They're a little more foolish than New York ones.
I'm not saying a word.
Apologies to anyone watching this who may work for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, but I've had several step out in front of me. And I think it's completely foolish because there's no telling who's behind the wheel if they're going to stop in time. Anyway, so I got home Saturday morning. I literally pulled into our parking lot of our housing complex, turned the car off, and fell asleep.
She didn't even get out of the car.
My doors were locked, so I was okay, because I always lock the doors when I get in the car. Working third shift, it's just a habit. But in some of the neighborhoods I work in, it's safety first.
Yeah.
Not second, Clark. First. But, brain fade. Sorry.
Fell asleep in your car.
Right. I fell asleep in my car, and I was only asleep for about 5 minutes, but it was just, it made me realize that I really can't be doing that. I've got to get some sleep because people's lives are in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm responsible for human lives when I'm at my job, and I have to be alert. So next time, as much fun as I had going shopping and out to dinner with my friends, it's going to be, I'm sorry, but I have to get some sleep. We'll have to reschedule. Or it'll be, I can't do both jobs. That's the beauty of home health aide work, is you get a little bit of discretion, I think is the word I want, in choosing your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you get a little input.
You do get a little input. They call you with hours and you say yes or no. But once you say yes, they quit looking. So once you say yes, you've committed. But I love my work. I love making a difference. Occasionally I get yelled at, but it's a different type of yelling at than Walmart. Walmart, you get yelled at for the stupidest things that aren't even your fault.
And that you have zero control over.
Yeah. Now if I get yelled at, usually it is my fault. Usually I made a mistake. Or if I get yelled at, it's usually the person's illness. It's not the person yelling at me. So it's easier to understand. It's not always appreciated, but
it's part of the job.
It is part of the job. And
I couldn't do that job. I don't like people enough.
You don't like people at all. You put up with a handful of us, and that's about it.
Pretty much.
When I try to get her to be social, she's like, "You're making me people again?" Yes.
Hey, I peopled 2 days in a row this week.
You peopled 4 days in a row. We went grocery shopping.
Oh, you're right. Holy cow. No wonder I was getting so fed up.
We went to the career place.
Yeah. Because I've got a job hunt now.
We went shopping Friday night.
Yeah.
And what did we do Thursday?
Thursday I went out to dinner with the girls.
Right. So you peopled 4 days this week.
Oh my God. And I wasn't being paid for it.
Nope.
I was paying for it.
You were paying for it.
Good God. What was I thinking?
I let you stay home yesterday and today.
Hey, I'm staying home tomorrow too.
Hopefully.
Hopefully?
Hopefully you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, I can apply for jobs from my phone or my laptop.
Okay. Your laptop's a piece of crap.
I'm aware of that. I can't afford a new one because I don't have a job.
You can use my laptop.
Nah, that's okay. Yours isn't much better than a tablet, and I have a tablet.
Yeah, but it still has a keyboard.
I have a keyboard for my iPod.
iPad.
I said my iPad. I just
anyway,
stutter.
Now that you've heard us bickering like an old couple, let's get to the topic of tonight's conversation, which is completely relevant to this. It's a perfect segue.
It really is.
So for tonight's topic, we thought we'd discuss, I guess that you call it compromise.
Yeah.
Is the subject.
How completely opposite people can get along.
Mackenzie and I are the opposite ends of the spectrum in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've lived together for nearly 5 years and never had a major fight. We've had disagreements. We've had times where it's like, I don't want to talk to you right now because I'm going to say something I'm going to regret.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never had a screaming match. We've never stormed away from each other. I did from her daughter once.
Well,
but
it's deserved.
Her daughter's a redhead, so she has a temper.
My daughter is very strong-willed, kind of naive.
Kinda.
I love her to death, and I don't see her anymore because she's living in a whole state away now.
I love her daughter too, but our apartment was just too small for 3 people to be living in it.
Yeah.
And too small for and I don't have the temperament to live with a high school teenager.
Right.
Part of the reason I've decided not to have kids. I don't have the temperament to live with a child. Visit? Yes. Babysit? Yes. Live with? No. I need my quiet time. Even though I talk a lot and it doesn't seem like that. So Mackenzie and I thought we'd just go over a few of the areas and how we're so different and how we make it work. And maybe tell a couple stories along the way that make it funny.
Okay. We probably got more than a few of those.
Yeah. So I guess the first one we'll touch on is entertainment. Books, movies, the like.
We do share a few that we both like.
Yeah. We both like Harry Potter, we both like the Divergent series, and we both like the Hunger Games. It pretty much ends there. Twilight, yeah, but you're not a fan of sparkly vampires.
Yeah. I tolerate sparkly vampires.
You like scary vampires.
I am completely addicted to horror movies and heavy metal music.
Whereas I like country music, which she hates, and Christian romance for my books.
And movies. You
I like romantic comedies. Romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I can tolerate in small doses, but
not around the
for long.
holidays. Around the holidays, you hate my movie taste.
But I prefer things with lots of blood and guts and screaming and slashers
And I can't stand those because they give me nightmares. So what we do is usually I'm watching the cable and she's watching Netflix and she has her headphones in.
Yep.
Or
which is fine with me.
If something's on the TV that she wants to watch or a DVD she wants to watch, I'll put the headphones into my laptop and watch Netflix and give her the TV. That doesn't happen as often, but
I'm typically on Netflix.
But I
or
am
YouTube.
willing. I am willing to give it to
Yeah.
you. I did with Fringe until we realized I liked Fringe.
Yeah.
Fringe was the one show that she didn't think I was gonna like, and I ended up loving.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd like it at all because it's very sci-fi, but she got sucked into Walter and the cow.
I love Walter.
He
Not
was
the
awesome.
cow. I don't love the cow, but I love Walter.
The cow was just funny.
Yeah. Walter, those are people's bodies. He was playing with brains. Come on. I was a nursing major.
Yeah.
Brains, hearts, livers. Walter was playing with all of it. Literally.
Yeah.
And I got to play with him in the science lab. Only his were fresh.
Yeah, yours were probably soaked in tons of formaldehyde.
They were. Did you know that when the brain is fresh, it's like Jell-O?
I've heard.
Yeah, you can squish it down flat.
I've never been exposed.
When it's been
I've never had brain in my hand.
When it's been soaked in formaldehyde, it's stiff.
Okay, this might be getting a little too intense for you two.
It's just something we learned in the science lab. Honestly, they taught us it in anatomy and physiology.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be interested in that stuff, but I've just never been exposed to it.
Anyway, what's the next subject? Let's go to religion.
Okay, I was gonna say religious beliefs.
I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
She's part of the Mormon cult.
We are not Mormons anymore.
Okay.
We do not call ourselves that.
This is a joke and she knows it. I
Yes.
have nothing against any religion.
My opinion is every religion can be considered a cult because
It's very true, actually.
a cult is an organized thought or belief that a group of people follow. So technically any religion can be considered that.
Whereas myself, I am at the very least agnostic, if not completely atheist. I mean, I'm not denying the fact that there may be a higher power out there, but until I know for certain, I'm keeping an open mind.
And
we make this work as well.
we do. She respects my right to go to church, to have my church friends over. I do not push them on her. I do not invite the missionaries over to teach her because I don't believe in pushing it on her. Now, we did have an incident where the missionaries helped us move into this apartment. And so we had them over for dinner.
Just, to politely thank them.
Yeah, it's like, thank you for helping us move. We're going to feed you.
It's respect.
Because, in case you're not aware, in our church, the members feed the missionaries. So,
which is a good thing. That's very respectful. They work hard.
They do. So, we had them over, and poor Mackenzie got pinned up against the wall somehow.
Well, it's the way our table was sitting.
It was, but somehow you got put in the corner.
Yeah.
And we had a new missionary. He wasn't one of the ones who helped us move. He was what we call a greenie, which means this was his first area and his first week of his mission.
And he was very
exuberant.
overzealous.
Exuberant.
Yes.
And he trapped Mackenzie in a corner in more ways than one.
Yeah.
He was pushing her for answers and pushing her for commitments that she just didn't want to give.
That I wasn't comfortable with.
And he was not, how do I say this politely? He was not sensitive to her wants and desires.
He wasn't giving me my personal space. Physically, it wasn't an issue. It was more...
spiritually.
Yeah. Okay.
He also wasn't sensitive to his companion trying to tell him to back off without saying it in so many words.
Right.
So that dinner was very uncomfortable, but
I don't hold it against anyone else.
Ever since then, the missionaries have not come inside our house except to give me blessings, but they are well aware that my roommate is not interested, and if they talk to her and it starts getting too intense, I'm like, no, that's not where this is going.
I'll just walk away next time if it happens and it doesn't get diffused. I won't let myself get in a corner again.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess the next one is the fun one. Sexuality.
Yeah.
I, being the religion that I am, well, it's not implied. There are members of my church who are homosexual. So I shouldn't imply that all members of my church are heterosexual, but I am.
I am not.
No. Mackenzie is a lesbian.
Yes.
Happily single.
Yes. I have been single for almost 8 full years, and I am not even looking to date because I like just being by myself too much.
She likes not answering to anyone on where the diamond painting money is coming from.
No, it's okay if they know where it's coming from, but nobody's telling me how to spend it.
True. Except me, to make sure the rent's paid.
Well, yeah, that's different.
Which reminds me, I gotta pay my half.
Yeah.
Before I buy any more diamond paintings.
Yeah.
No more diamond paintings this week. Okay. So here's another story. I won't use any names, but those of you who know me in person will know the story. I had a church bishop. Well, let me back up. Mackenzie's daughter went to our young women's program at church one time. And I thought it all went well. She seemed happy. The leaders seemed happy. Nobody said anything to me. Okay, all was well and good. Well, then I get a call from the bishop the next day. Okay. Hi, Bishop. Marissa, I have a question for you. Okay. Are you and Mackenzie in a homosexual relationship? No. Why? Because her daughter announced in Young Women's last night that her mother is lesbian and she is bisexual, and they are both perfectly happy being that way. And yeah, that took some explaining.
Obviously, since we live together, it does occasionally happen. People assume we are in a relationship just because I am a lesbian. As if, you know, a lesbian and a straight person can't live together and not, like... Obviously, since I'm gay, I want every woman on the planet, apparently.
Right. The reason we live together is because rents in our area are extremely high. And when you make the wages we make, you can't afford
do it on your own.
You cannot afford rent, utilities, internet,
and then have money
for
to
diamond
still
paintings.
feed yourself and get some luxuries.
Yeah. It just doesn't work. So,
and both of us like luxuries.
And we don't want to live in the ghetto.
No.
That's where we were living before we moved in together.
We were living in a really bad area of town. It was not always safe to go out your door at night.
Or the day.
Or the day, but night was worse.
4th of July, is it fireworks or gunshots?
Actually, I read the paper the next day, it was gunshots. So yeah, it wasn't a good area of town to live in. We both wanted out of there, and the only way we were going to be able to do it was to find a place together.
So.
And, you know, we can tolerate each other without throttling each other, so we went for it.
Okay, so we've done entertainment, we've done religion, we've done sexuality, politics. Another fun one.
Yeah.
I am, I'm not going to say obviously, but anyone who knows me or has watched my channel, I'm conservative. I am extremely conservative.
Very, very much so.
In my dress, in my thoughts, mostly. In my manners, in my, not manners, but mannerisms. There we go. Mannerisms. And
unless you're really close to her, you never see
the craziness.
Yeah. She can get a little inappropriate at times, but she keeps that for people she's very close to.
Right. Very few people see that.
Yes.
And I have to trust you completely.
And it very rarely comes out. Usually if she's manic is the only time it comes out.
If you watched my manic videos, you saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And if you were in Jennifer Roberts' chat on the 1st, you saw a little bit of it. But that was my birthday, so I was a little crazy anyway. But yeah, I'm conservative in what I watch, in what I wear, in what I do, and in what I believe.
And I'm a little more liberal-minded. I'm not going to say I'm liberal. I don't align myself with any particular political views. I don't have a party. I don't have a set way of thinking. I see points on both sides of the spectrum. So I kind of refuse to insert myself into any of it. I try to avoid politics altogether because I don't feel like politicians are honest people anyway.
They're not.
So why would I vote for someone I don't trust? That's my whole way of thinking.
Mine is the lesser of two evils.
You can judge me if you want. I don't care. But I have been on this earth since 1976, and this country's going to hell in a handbasket, no matter who's in charge. So
we need Reagan back.
It doesn't make a difference.
We need Reagan back.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
Okay. Reagan.
I was a little young for Reagan, so I
wasn't even born yet, and I say
Yeah, I
we
know.
need Reagan back.
I remember the year he was elected. We did a fake election in my school.
Okay, so what's left? What else?
I don't know. I think that's all that was on the list. And then how do we get along without
how do we
ripping each other's head off?
Like I said earlier, it's compromise.
If there is a subject that we really can't see eye to eye on,
we'll talk about it for a while until we've exhausted what we can discuss.
And then we just agree to disagree and change the subject.
Yeah. Like, the latest one I think was abortion.
Yeah, we don't see eye to eye on that subject. We do in a few ways.
We can find points that we agree on, and we discuss those, and then it's like, okay, we are not going to agree, so let's find something else to talk about. We'll agree on what we can, and
we will just not speak of the things that we don't agree on.
Yeah.
And that's really the key to getting along with people in general is respect the fact that they have their own beliefs. You may not agree with them, but that doesn't mean your belief system is the only one out there. I can respect she thinks different ways than I do. She respects the same of me. That's all I ask for.
And if everybody could do that in this world, the world would be
It wouldn't be going to hell in a handbasket.
It would be such a better place.
It would be a nice place to live.
Not only nice, but what am I trying to say? I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say. I can't think of the words either, though. It would be a lot more amicable.
Yeah. People wouldn't be just thinking of themselves. They would be looking out for each other.
Like on Facebook, where people are like, well, I have an opinion. I'm going to state it. This is what I think. I don't believe that any other way is right. Well, so what? You don't believe that anything else is right. It's not wrong to state your opinion. It is wrong to argue with people who don't agree with you.
And definitely the internet. People think that just because it's on the internet, it's right. That's not true. Wikipedia is full
of errors and flat out lies. Because I have heard instances of people saying that they went onto a Wikipedia page and deliberately posted a lot of incorrect facts. And they said that some of them are there to this day. So don't believe everything you read on the internet. Check your sources. It's the same when you're writing a paper for college or for high school. If you cannot comfortably cite your sources, then don't accept it as fact. Because Wikipedia is not a source that any college is going to accept. Because that is not like a peer-reviewed paper. It's not edited by a professional.
Now, some Wikipedia pages have legitimate links.
Yeah, I'm not saying that none of them are legitimate. I'm just saying there's always that little possibility that there could be incorrect information in it.
So check the links it gives, because
same thing happens on YouTube. Even like the big BuzzFeed companies and stuff have given incorrect information because they're going off of what they've heard or the fake stuff they've found. When I've seen the actual articles that disprove it.
Mm-hmm.
That irritates the crap out
One
of me.
One of the worst ones is the vaccine one.
Oh, I'm not even going there.
I'm just saying that's one of the worst ones, the argument.
Yeah. Her and I are very much in agreement on that subject.
I'll just say this. No vaccines, no public school.
I could go a step further, but I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because no. I mean, people have a right to, think the way they want, but don't put other people at risk. I'm sorry, but they should just have their own island, and I just did what I said I wasn't going to.
No, it's fine. I don't mind on my channel.
Because
I want to kill each other.
I wouldn't want my grandchild at risk for measles because someone else didn't believe in vaccinations or was afraid their kid was going to be autistic. I'd rather have the autistic child
My brother's
than risk
autistic.
killing my child.
My brother's autistic. And he's functioning. And I'm sure his mother is glad that he's alive. That
My former coworker's son is autistic.
I'm sure she'd rather he be alive and autistic
Mm-hmm.
than
Then dead from something that could have been prevented.
from whooping cough or measles or...
I think people just take it too far these days.
Yeah.
They take every little article they read as 100% fact.
I'm going to quote something I found on Facebook. It's not a source. It's just a meme. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. If my child can't bring peanut butter to school, yours can't bring the measles.
There you go.
Because if peanut butter kills your child, measles will kill mine.
Right.
It's the same thinking behind it.
That drives me nuts too, because I grew up in a school where peanut butter was brought and nobody ever died of anaphylactic shock from another child having a peanut butter sandwich. And I knew people who were allergic.
So,
My sandwich didn't kill them.
so, okay, we're going to get off this soapbox
Yeah.
before we anger anyone. But
Yeah. We're not trying to make anybody angry.
This is our opinion.
It is our opinion.
If you disagree,
You have a right to disagree.
if you disagree, comment below with why you disagree.
And be respectful about it. Don't just tear into us, because otherwise we're not going to finish looking at it.
But tell us why. If you have a legitimate argument, I will read it and consider it. But it has to be legitimate.
Yeah. It can't be, well, a friend of a friend said her mother's doctor's boyfriend's kid.
So, I will offer that challenge. Convince me. Legitimately.
There you go.
Convince me.
With sources. Preferably.
Yeah. Anyway. I had one more subject I wanted to discuss that we are totally different on, but I can't remember
I
what it was.
don't remember you saying any others.
We did books.
We did books, movies, religion, sexuality, politics. Music. Well, I kind of brought up music. We both did. Your country, I'm rock and roll.
Okay, yeah.
That we kind of mixed that in with movies.
Yeah. I'm a complete teetotaler. She is not.
No.
But as long as she doesn't drink every night, I
could never do.
Right, but as long as you don't, I don't have an issue with it. As long as you don't get drunk every night, I guess I should say. Because even if you had a drink every night, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
I can't even bring myself to do that.
But like I said, even if you did that every night, I wouldn't have a problem. But if you were getting drunk every night, that would be the problem.
Well, that would be because you'd be worried about me.
Yeah.
You'd want me to get treatment for alcoholism.
Yes, I would.
Not so much because you don't agree with it, because you'd worry about me.
And because you would stink.
Yeah. I'm fully aware that when you drink, you start to smell bad. Alcohol coming out the pores is not a pretty smell. Which is why I tend to keep my distance from her when I'm drinking. And I shower before I
And I understand that when she has a bad day, sometimes she just needs a drink.
Yeah.
That's her choice.
Every now and then I like to let loose and get tipsy and let my worries go.
And that's her choice. I don't fault her. I don't choose to live my life that way. But as long as she doesn't expect me to join her,
no,
it's fine. There have been times I've made jokes that I'm going to steal some of her vodka when I've had a really bad day or when I'm manic and haven't slept. But
then, I know she's not going to do it.
Then she reminds me of my goals to go to the temple, and it's like, oh, right. Nope, not touching the stuff.
It's not worth it.
It's not, but sometimes it's hard, especially when I'm manic and I don't make smart choices.
Right.
That's when I need you to keep me grounded.
And this is why I don't typically keep much alcohol in the house. I have 2 bottles that I bought
Months ago.
and they're both like halfway gone.
You bought them like 3 months ago.
At least.
So.
But that tells you how little I drink. And they're not like huge bottles or anything. They're not gallons. They're normal, like, what? 32 ounce, I think?
Yeah, like a quart or 2 quarts. But, yeah, so. She's checking.
750 milliliters.
Okay.
That's what it's... They go by milliliters, I guess.
Okay.
62 ounces, maybe? They're both the same.
Let me think for a sec.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
750 milliliters. You get into your conversion app and figure it out yourself.
I'm checking. Give me a sec.
It doesn't matter.
Now I'm curious.
I've got an app on my phone that can do all that. They're available on every single phone platform, or if you don't have a smartphone, they're available on computers.
Where am I going? There we go. There we go.
Let's see if I can get it faster. Oh shoot, mine is in the cloud for my update. You'll get it faster. I updated my phone.
It's 0.2 of a gallon.
Okay. Which is how much in ounces?
25.
Okay. Approximately 25 ounces then.
Yep, 25 ounces. So 3 cups.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
And now that we've talked about my bottles of alcohol for way too long.
Okay.
And people are probably bored out of their minds or have stopped watching.
That's okay. If you're still watching, congratulations to you.
Yeah. This is us in a nutshell.
We have nothing better to do with our lives.
Yeah. And we both tend to go off on tangents.
Squirrel!
Yeah.
But we're going to end this here. We've been talking for over a half hour.
About really not much.
But now you see how we get along. And you've learned a little more about us. And Becky, I know you're watching this. So
we hope you enjoy.
This is for you. This is your video. Welcome to diamond painting. Tell your husband hello. And welcome to him too. Welcome to the cult of diamond painting. That's what it is.
It is. We enjoy it here.
We do.
All right, guys.
See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.